Today is the 6th day at the CFS SEA Masters 2026 Summer, and boy oh boy, nagbabalik tayo ngayon dito, no? Parang kanina lang nag-CROSSFIRE tayo. Ngayon, CROSSFIRE na naman uli. At kami nga pala yung kasama sa ating panel, no? Mochi and Bipolar nga pala. At parang napakaganda ata ng ngiti ng kasama ko ngayon para sa araw na to.
Yes, so many sleeps today, Mochi, at
Yes!
ready tayo ngayong araw na to. Tingnan mo naman, napaka-sporty ng vibe natin ngayon because these are gonna be matches that are gonna be very high intensity nasa all-time high ang intensity na natin. Yun ang basically mangyayari for today. And you know what? Day 6, second week pa lang. Again, ang dami palagi natin nakukuha storylines or at least like plot twist na hindi natin i-expect, and this might just be a day of plot twist even more because 6 teams, again, battling it even more para sa ating stand.
Totoo, di na ako magtataka, no? Especially that there has been like a lot of surprises. Tapos parang in-upgrade natin yung rango ng ibang mga teams. Pero after yesterday, parang not quite pala, no? Nagoyo tayo. Pero let's see kung ano nga ba kasi yung mga nangyari from yesterday para naman meron tayong ideya. Kasi pinagtapat ang CBF and as well as Fervid. Lots of people thought na the decider tayo. Pero sabi ni Fervid, hindi. Papaiklin lang namin to.
Checking this, sana okay na rin yung mic ko na there was a lot of action pagdating dito sa ating highlights. CBF and Fervid was one of the time. It did not turn out pretty well for CBF. But Fervid, what a crystal, no? Unang parte ng subbase natin first half, sobrang pantay ng laban na hindi natin alam kung kanino mapupunta yung subbase. And ang grabe to kasi CBF openly gave subbase towards Fervid, but in the second half, nung komportable yung Fervid, wait lang, di na natin kailangan makipagbakan kasi lalapit naman sa atin dito CBF, and we can instantly throw them down kapag nag-execute sila and come into new compound. Well, it's the same kind of story pero hindi na yan pantay. It's actually Fervid just dominating everything. Meanwhile, CBF, hindi na masyado magalaw dito because Fervid instantly throwing down the hammer at sabi nila, this is just gonna be easy from here.
That's true, no? At hindi na rin ako magtataka kung sa mata ng CBF, this is like the longest game of their life because of all of the things na pinagtuthrow sa kanila dito, no, ng Fervid, and every single one of them even secured quite a highlight, no, para sa sarili nila, no. That just shows kung gaano sila kakomportable at ka-confident na tapatan etong si CBF. Pero ito naman yung susunod, no, we have Acceptance and as well as Virtus Pro, which honestly gave us lots of hope nung inopen itong subbase, pero Virtus Pro immediately proved na, you know what, sasaglitan lang din namin yan.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no, Virtus Pro knows Subway pretty well. I mean, they've been putting this into their map pool from the very beginning that that Ubek Maniac became STS. And now, looking at it, talaga nakita mo KC actually frying the hell out even set pagdating sa laban na to. Pero syempre, yung kailangan pansinin, it is one hell of a matchup do na parang, kailangan na naman dito gumawa ng malalaking plays ni Heck, even dito ni Ting, but still, at the end of the day, hindi pa rin tatabla sa mga muka dito ng players for VP. One of the highlights that was so intense was coming here mula kay Cetra, but of course, VP coming into port, alam natin yan, Moch. When you go up against Heck and VP, sasabihin natin Heck has the hometown of Port. But VP knows it from BL and GR. So kung iisipin mo, it's VP's one of their best maps in my opinion. Kasi sinasabi natin Eagle Eye is one of them. Port is also one of those maps na pwede nilang gamitin to their full extent. At nakita natin yung domination from AKs to HKs to TRGs, lahat yan gumana dito sa Port.
Totoo, tsaka hindi mo din makakaila talaga, no, yung galing ni Silent, ni Heck, ni Ajax. Unfortunately, yun nga lang hindi sila sumapat dahil lang din talaga sa ibang kalibre at eksperyensya na meron dito ang Virtus Pro. Pero ito naman yung susunod dyan, SCS and as well as Atras as our finisher, wherein a lot of us were shocked by the performance of Revenge specifically.
Revenge just has great awareness pagdating dito sa ating laro. I mean, he was hitting shots that were very much impactful, no? Triple kills, pinapalampas dito sa may RS, tapos bigla na lang iipitan ng place mula sa B kapag mag-AXX dito yung atras natin. They had a little bit of a grasp kasi una nga nating narrative is kailangan ng first half dito ng atras to just feel the game and then explode sa second half. Pero we never got that because STS just keep firing every angle mula dito sa Ankara, and even on the second map. What else can we say? Atras just couldn't get the handle of the game. Talagang free reign lang dito ang buong Stallions. They were just hitting every shot. And it was just a good day for Stallions. Meanwhile, Atras, napatras lang sila dito sa round.
Yeah, totoo, no? At we can't help but notice then that G-Kim is doing a lot alongside with RTA dito sa lobby natin, no? And that some occasions na si Kaya nakakapag-step up din naman. Pero again, no, hindi substantial at hindi stable na magde-depend lang tayo sa mga power and opportunistic plays na nakukuha dito ni Atras, which gave STS that 2-0 sweep nga naman, no, kontra sa kanila. Pero still, it is a nice try kasi biro mo, no, nakatapat sila ng ganon ng galing qualips, and then now natapatan nila ng ganito kahit papano meron silang nabibira, and my honest opinion, it's not that bad, no, para dito for Atras. Pero let us check out ang ating updated standings now that all of those just transpired from yesterday. Paano nga ba ito naka-epekto? Ang alam lang natin doon, ang 1, 4th, and 5th place natin umangat.
Yep, I mean, it's still almost just the same. Nagkaiba lang yung middle teams natin dito. Team Stallions versus Pro garnering a little bit of an upward movements. Pero yung number 1, number 2 natin, number 3, it's still kind of the same. It's still concerning na yung matches nasa pinakababa, pero syempre they have more games up in their hands. So isipin mo yung 4 losses for matches. They need to at least win every match from here on out para makakwalify dito sa ating playoffs, or at least have a great run differential, no, para makakuha dito ng spot again in the playoffs. But let's see, kung makakabawi nga dito ang acceptance and atras, we will see that kapag bumaba na dito yung fervent comeback and as well as execution. Pero I feel like there's gonna be a point in time na hindi mo na yan gagalawa, maybe up until the 4th week.
Yes, and I won't also be surprised if that would what will happen and affect our standings, no, after the next yung mga mangyayari laban ngayon until tomorrow, no. Well, pero it's just right na i-honor natin yung mga magagaling nating mga players from yesterday, no. Let us check out ang ating mga top 5 plays and highlights na inilapag dito by some of our players from both winning and losing teams, no? Kaya ipakita na natin yan.
I mean, number 5, no, will be Cetra coming in for port. Kakita lang natin dito, isipin mo yun, di sila makalampas sa hold dito ni Cetra. It was just every shot going in, and ito nga, no, Mochi, it was acceptance just really trying to play calculated. Pero ang ginagawa ng VP, ang ginagawa ni Cetra, they're just playing their game. And this is one of the spots kung saan Cetra was just feeling himself. Imagine 5 HP pero he still wins at least a quad kill para sa kanya. No? It's just insane to see.
Grabe yung mga swinging niya dun, no? Tsaka angle switching ni Cetra. Yeah. Just ensuring na he's on the hunt, no, for any members na mamamataan niya from Team Acceptance. But how about this one naman na susunod, which is from Silent himself?
Yeah, ito na nga, no, yung pagbawi ni Silent dito sa subbase was really something to look forward to, no? Kasi recently, from their recent matchup, Silent was not really playing that well compared to his other games. Pero dito nagpakita siya ng gilas kasi a big clutch up mula kay Silent na talagang stakes are higher in a 5-3 scoreline. Tapos sabi ni Silent, wait lang, ito I can pick them one by one with the M14 of all guns. Tapos just great decision making to a point na there was a possibility mag-LR dito, mag-MR dito face natin, especially for Elvin, since Elvin is really, really crafty pagdating sa movement niya. Pero Silent made it easy. It was just easy kills here on a triple kill para kay Silent.
And he surely didn't leave any stones unchecked, no? Lahat ng yan binaliktad niya para makita, no, every single na sulok dito, no, sa area ng subbase, which just shows no na sigurista itong si Boss Silent. And we would love to see yung mga ganitong mga plays galing sa kanya. Unfortunately, no, despite garnering this highlight, hindi sayang, no? Kinapos tayo dito for sub-base. But I really do hope that we can see more of him in the future. And maybe perhaps no, sa iba natin mga players. Pero let's see ang ating next one.
Number 3.
Yo.
Number 3, Revenge. I love this play so much, Mochi. Kasi number 3 means triple kill. Look at this game awareness and just
Grabe.
scope the battlefield mula kay Revenge, no? Isipin mo yung TRG sa harapan ng site tapos using the smoke as a coverage tapos just push on out kasi alam niya mananalo siya sa fight na yun. This was basically a 1v3 kasi namatay pa rin yung TB player natin mula sa STS and just look at this. Slowly crawling his way into the site. 1, 2, 3, bang! Tapos lahat na mamamatay sunod-sunod. Domino effect basically yung nangyari dito sa atras.
And with the intention din for atras na i-trade yung mga nawala nilang kasama, parang paunti-unti napapasama pa talaga sila. Kasi parang well aware si Revenge kung nasan din sila dito. No? Seems like there's some sound cues being leaked as well. Or maybe ganun lang din katindi ang game sense niya. So let's see our next one dito ngayon. No? By kanino naman kaya ito nanggaling? Estatwa. Ito kasi, ayan, nandiyan na siya. And this one is from KSA by Polar.
Kulit kasi na parang naging na-shock ako dun sa ginawa dito ni KSA or kaya nanigil bigla yung camera ko. Pero kasi KSA, look at this. At dito nagtagulo yung isip ni El to a point na bakit hindi nagpupush yung VP. Pero sabi ni KSA, hindi ko na kailangan yan. Isa akong one-man army. Isipin mo yun, Mochi.
Wow.
Mula dito sa mid, dumiretso sa may B-side and he just cleaned everybody. Sakalang pumasok ang buong VP. KSA, again, one of the most impeccable players pagdating ng port. And what can you do? Binama niya dito yung buong acceptance.
Exactly, no? Parang lang dito sa round na to, no? Tila tayo ay nasa mundo ni KSA at naka-nonood lang tayo dun, no? We're just living in it, no? And after all of the heroics din, no? Na parang kanina ni-review natin to, sabi ni El kanina, ay di man lang gumagala yung mga kasama niya dito, no? Siya lang yung umaabante, no? Si KSA
Nanigil din
lang.
yung camera nila siguro dito ng Rodman mo.
Tindilan din talaga ng epekto, no, the KSA effect dito, no, sa mapa ng port. And I do think na meron din pa tayong upcoming dito and we'll see kung kanina naman ito galing. Oy, honorable mention natin pala to.
One more, I think. There's possibly
Ito
one
pa ba?
more. Yeah, bonus clip pa later on. Pero ito yung spot na kung saan JJ just easy mode down at atras no kasi wala eh. It was a good read from the beginning. Revenge did get killed immediately dito. Pero isipin mo yung JJ never left the spot dito sa may second mid. Yes, pumunta siya ng hotel. Pero he was just spraying all through at atras. Ito pa yung pinaka-point in time na gusto sana nila makapuntos agad. Pero with JJ, it's closing down the doors. Wala makakapunto sa inyo. Parang dito pa lang nakita natin na atras na wala na agad ng pag-asa in the entire map of our
Real, no? Siguro kung naging gwardiya si JJ, wala talaga siyang mapapapasok dito, no? From these members from atras. At yun lang din talaga yung pinakita niya din dito, no? And ito, papakita na natin ang ating bonus clip. Kasi mapapawaw kayo dito, guys. For sure yan.
Tignan nyo, spot the difference.
Asan dyan?
Nasaan yung kalaban? Nasaan yung kalaban? Nasaan yung kalaban? Ito na, slow mo, Mochi. Tignan na ito na. J. Kim, pushing from doghouse. Nasan siya dyan? Tingnan yung kanan. Boom, nakita yung paa. Pero yun lang ang kailangan ni Revenge. What was that?
Grabe, no? Di ko rin mawari. Ako nga, hindi ko malaman kung saan yung pixel yan. Kahit titigan ko yan magdamag, hindi ko mapapansin. Galing natin din si Revenge, guys, no? Ang lala. At ang masaya dito, no, bipolar, is meron tayong pag-giveaway, no? Na hatid nung mga plays na yon na inintroduce natin sa kanila. And you guys have the chance to win 100 e-coins. And all you have to do is to like, follow yung CROSSFIRE Philippines official Facebook and YouTube pages natin. Or you can just simply scan ang ating QR link dyan, no? Down below sa lower right ninyo. Like and share. Make sure na public yan. And in your caption, sabihin nyo kung bakit dapat deserve yun na maging play of the week with the official hashtags na CFS Master Summer and as well as hashtag CFS Play of the Week. And ensure na yung shared post nyo ay public, okay? Para ma-check yan ng ating mga moderators.
Join the giveaways na for the player of the week so you can get 100 e-coins. Plus, again, just to reiterate, hindi lang naman yan yung place na pwede kayo manalo ng e-coin. You can also go to our individual pages para makanalo ng VIP, 500, 300. Dami natin pa premium products.
Totoo, no? Yung iba dyan, nakaabang lang yan sa rolete, no? Sana manalo ng e-coin para makapag-roleta na ako. So, I guess it's just right na be sure to check that out. At ngayon, ito nga ang ating schedule for today. Veteran versus acceptance. Taring Bobby versus Combat Friends. And as well as Execration versus Matches Bipolar.
Yeah, these are one of the teams na nakapaglaban na up against the entire Rosea teams. Acceptance sa CPF. So, they'll be battling up against Veteran Taring Bobby. Let's see. Ito na, second week. May nag-garner ba tayong any kind of knowledge for the Rosea teams na pwede nilang gamitin up against teams just like these two? I would like to say that these two are heavy hitters and galit tong dalawang to from their recent losses. So, parang makakatanggap na naman dito ng sakit ang buong Veteran Taring Bobby. But I would like to see them at least win a map. But Execration and Matches, another fiery matchup kung saan can Matches finally score a point? Or will Execration put another dent sa record dito ng Matches?
Yeah, actually, no, that is quite of a question, no, to end off this day as well. Pero focus na tayo dito, no, for our first one. Again, this is Veteran versus Team Acceptance. We're in Team Acceptance, no, from yesterday, nahirapan sila and right now, kailangan nilang bumawi against Virtus Pro, pero ngayon Veteran na ang kanilang makakatapat ngayon. And for Veteran, there are some improvements that we are noticing, which is wonderful, no? Kaya i-discuss na rin natin, no, ano nga ba ang meron sa team na to as of the current time, contrasting it from before Bipolar.
Yeah, looking at this lineup though is actually insane because they actually really much improved coming in from the off season nung past Masters natin. A big shout out especially to EV9 and Drones, no. Fires is still capable of a player na alam natin gagana yan, pero he needs that AK in his hands. Siya lang yung kaya kong isipin outside from VP na can easily maneuver the AK to dominate the playing field, no. Pero EV9 is such a player na that he can go for clutches even in a 1v4 scenario, Moji. EV9 can give you those rounds. But Drones is such an underrated sniper outside from the Philippines that can also be something to look out for. Kasi Drones is also winnings from the past matches nung kalaban na dito. I believe it was STS or any kind of team. Kaya niya ma-outfrag dito yung enemy sniper. So, big eyes on these two.
Yes, and it seems like Twin Tucson will be playing, no, right now.
So, two snipers.
Yes, which might be interesting, no? Baka naka-focus din sila dun sa reasoning na they have their day jobs. Pero kasi Sabado ngayon. So, baka this is a thoughtful swap dito sa kanilang roster, no? So, acceptance right now ang kanilang makakatapat. Unfortunately, no? Wala talagang patawad. STS ka agad ang pinatapat sa kanila during our week 1. And kay Comeback Friends, and right now, Team Acceptance naman. And hopefully that they can at least secure a map or baka balik ta rin nila ang laban, no? Against Team Acceptance. Hindi mo masabi.
Yeah, with the current state of acceptance, Mochi, I am very much hopeful. But para dito sa veteran, no, it might even be 2-1 if they can really play very, very well here. No, play as a team. Kasi alam mo naman yan, acceptance they thrive of 4-1 pushes or at least a 5-man offense pagdating dito. But we do have some words coming in from Drones of veteran. Heck from acceptance, maybe because he and his teammates is playing so good at week 1. So we want to try to play against him and his teammates. You know what? Ito yung maganda kay Drones. Hindi siya
I like that.
Sa kahit sino mang player natin dito. And that's a matchup in itself. No, Drones versus Heck is a head-to-head na pwede natin makita mamaya.
Totoo, no? I'm highly looking forward for that one as well. That is quite of a really good mindset na meron dito kay Drones kasi it just means that he's taking the opportunity of facing up against the
Yeah.
greatest para talaga ma-improve nila dito no for veteran, and I hope that we can see that trend no. So, minsan kailangan talaga consistency lang. And right now no, introduce naman natin ang Team Acceptance because here for Team Acceptance, we already know what is great about them.
Yeah.
Andyan si Heck no, all-time high sa stats natin during last week. Tapos dagdag pa rin natin na Dre is now back. Bumalik ang ating chemistry within the team. Silent actually taking really great power plays and highlights tulad na na-feature kanina. Si Ajax nawawala minsan but for a really good reason. Si Ting, biro mo nakakasabay yan kahit nasabihin mo na backup yan. Minsan ang tindi umasinta niyan, di ba no, Bipolar?
Of course, Mochi. Pagdating dito sa acceptance, you have Heck that is currently 100% rating no for the Rosea team sa buong Masters. You have Ting and as well as Dre na talagang young in terms of age but the talent is so very high. At syempre may kita mo ngayon no, tatagalan ko lang ng onti Mochi no. It's actually a different playing field now for acceptance. Parang padaay-daay sila ngayon. But heck, it looks like hindi na naman tatago sa mga Rosea teams natin at baka veteran man ang susunod. But I would like to say Ajax, parang nawawala ka ngayon pa lang please brother, magpakita ka kayo ngayon pa
Sabihin
lang.
ko pa lang sana. Gusto ko yung iba naka-aura farm lang, mga nakangiti. Tapos siya, parang nakapokus siya maigi sa goal
Hindi
niya
siya
dito,
aware.
no? Hindi,
Yes.
nakatitig siya maigi sa monitor yan. No? Kung ano man yung ginagawa mo dyan sa monitor mo ngayon, no, Ajax, so hopefully it's going well. Pero also, doing quite decent naman, no? Kanilang history
good.
from them so far, no? 3 losses and 2 wins. Kayang-kaya pang mabawi ito, no, Bipolar?
Yeah, alam mo ito yung team na mabilis yung journey no. You already have five matches into their name, 2 to 3, but with this matchup up against veteran, we can easily say na baka maging equal playing field na to, maging 3 to 3 yung kanilang standing record pagdating sa buong Masters. So it's still pretty good no. There's a high chance that acceptance will be going into the playoffs as long as they win a lot of these matches or a lot of these rounds coming into the next. Kasi kung titignan mo, for vid execution, STS, lahat yan ready makakuha ng spot para makapunta sa may pares. So they need to be ready for that mindset na hindi lang matches ang pinaglalaban nila. It should also be a start towards EWC.
Exactly. At ang unang step nun, Bipolar, is yung makapag-proceed dito sa ating playoffs, no? Yan ang kanilang task number 1. Pero let's see, sino nga ba ang pagtatapatin natin for our head-to-head? Because it seems like it will be Fires and as well as Ajax. And honestly, I'm not mad about this as well.
Alam mo, dalawa tong nawawala, Mochi. Fires nawawala yan nung second half ng natin, ng Masters last time. Ajax nawawala
Real.
in-game. So, titignan natin ngayon kung ano nga bang nangyayari dito sa dalawang players na to, no? But, I mean,
True.
going back to the stat line after those jokes, no? Fires is still one hell of a player. Yes, kakaiba na to sa stat line niya before. Kasi, you can easily say, no? 0.65 yung headshot percentage dito ni Fires. Pero I like the improvement and the adjustments that he does mid-game. He goes for the HK, he goes for the M14, he goes for the AK. Depending on the scenario, veteran now, even with Fires, hindi na sila parang stone-headed kumbaga. They're actually flexible now. Just kailangan lang nila ng magandang map-pool. I would like to see new compound or as well as Eagle Eye para sa laban na to. But Ajax, man, kahit na yes, people are clowning on him right now, Ajax is still a formidable player. Again, nasa 3 ng OG yan na acceptance, and I would like to say he's one of the best pagdating dito sa roster na to.
Grabe yun actually, no? We can name 3 of them, honestly. Pero
Yes.
also, please keep in mind to take yung stats natin for Fires with a grain of salt kasi influence yon ng kanilang mga pagkatalo from our previous teams. No? So it
It's a
doesn't
big
entirely encapsulate kung ano nga ba yung kakayahan ng isang Fires. So let us proceed dito no sa ating map dito ngayon. No? Saan naman kaya sila dadalhin ng tadhana with the decisions that they made. Una pa lang, Port na kaagad, followed by Ankara, and finally, Eagle Eye.
Actually, tama yung prediction ko na sinasabi ko sa sarili ko. It's gonna be Port Ankara and then something like New Compound or Eagle Eye 2.0, no? Pero,
Ayun.
na-realize ka ng acceptance dito na New Compound will be a map that they will struggle on, especially na veteran yung kalaban nila. I like this. This is a respect ba nonetheless. Even veteran, sabi nila, uy, ayaw na namin mamatay ng first 20 seconds in the round kasi yun yung nangyayari sa Mexico.
Yeah.
But for Port, it's been a mainstay, Mochi, para sa ating mga Rosé teams. But it's acceptance though. I feel like Veteran now has a slap in the face papunta dito ng acceptance kasi lalabanan nila sa mapa ng acceptance kung saan they know it pretty well, nakalaban nila yung Virtus Pro and they got some of the lessons that would be an awakening para dito sa acceptance. Ankara, alam na natin yan. Both teams play well, pero for acceptance, they have a great BL side that I think Veteran should be wary of. Pero Eagle Eye 2.0, I feel like with Twintism in board and as well as si Drones, kailangan nila maglaban sa Eagle Eye or as well as dito sa Ankara. This double sniper might be the bane of the existence dito ng ating acceptance.
Pwede, no? Pwede. Parang meron tayong hopes and potential that they can move this into a close or even get a map dito, no, for this time around. Just to leave it out there, no, for our Rosie brothers supporting Veteran 2 that later on we will be proceeding to speak in English. But for now, Tagalog na tayo, no? Kaya naman ipakita na rin natin. Wala, sulitin natin to bipolar, no? So, tignan muna natin ang ating predictions dyan down below. It's just 2-0 straight across the board. Just given with the current veteran stature na until now, naghahabol pa din sila. Pero, may progreso na.
Yeah, you know what? It is still, I feel like hanggat hindi pa nananalo dito ang veteran ng isang mapa, we cannot really say that they can still win a full series, though. But, again, big commendations for Veteran na kailangan na palagi sila nag-i-improve. I would love to see them finally win a Masters map para ma-cement na they're just not a team na number 9, number 10, number 8 dito sa ating standings pagdating sa Masters, but a team that can also fight up against the best. But 27% for Veteran, I like this coming in for our viewers right now sa community calls.
Yeah, it's getting closer, you know, and really like the support that we have here for veterans so far. But I feel like it's just right na we call upon our casters right now kasi susuportahan nila tayo ngayon, no, sa mga bagay na kailangan natin na pansinin or pagbigyan ng pansin dito sa ating matchup. Kaya naman i-welcome na natin sila, Sigipag and Salvatore. Yun, sakto-sakto yung hugot
I
na
love you, Prod.
dito.
Namaste.
W. Welcome dito sa ating desk, no? Tito Sneaky Frog, the W caller. How are you doing today?
Ayun nga, nagka-collar kasi si Polar kahapon. So, ayun nga, it was definitely time for me to pull out the polo for this one. Pero yun nga, pala, English pala tayo today. Yep, it is gonna be veteran.
Big switch.
Yeah, big switch in this one. In all honesty, I am actually looking forward to what kind of improvements Veteran has did, especially for the past few weeks. It's kind of a dead horse at this point that the Rosea teams are going to be, struggling more than anything going into this group stage. So I do hope to see, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, a map win. Even though my prediction's 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's also a really good point. I just realized it now. Now that the teams are improving, they have to do this double time, no? They need to make progress double time. But how about you, Salvatore? Any thoughts about the veterans' status right now?
Yeah, honestly, ever since Rosea qualifiers, we've been giving some bit of props here for Veteran for maintaining their stability. But when it comes to Filipino teams, they still have that kind of underperforming sort of mantra. So I hope that this will be something different. So considering that Port is one of their best maps heading into the year, Port has been a very good map for them ever since they implemented this sort of aggressive gameplay from Fires, and that might not be an issue here for the side of Acceptance because they have Dre. So Dre is like the glue that holds Acceptance together when they want some aggressiveness or even just a matter of headshot percentages rising up through the air. So yeah, Acceptance will be of a good fit to test how Veteran is pairing up for the improvement line.
Yeah, and we can definitely see how the overall look or the bird's eye view perspective here for our team from Team Acceptance. What happened was that Dre is already back in their team. Everything just looked a bit more squeaky clean, but it appears that our first watch point is already present down below. Fires in their heart. Wow, this seems very cheesy, Bipolar.
I mean, it can be, but I feel like it does hold up, no? Coming into this matchup because Fires in Their Heart really is something to look at every time in our stories because when you ask teams right now in the Filipino region who is the number one that you see is good coming in from the Rosea teams, it's always Fires in that conversation. Just because
Yeah.
right now, stats itself, looking at the head-to-head, 0.5, what is that? Why are we praising Fires like this? But again, guys, that's just a dip from the recent matches. He's still number 10 in terms of headshot per kill. So this guy can outgun some of the players, most of the players in Crossfire Masters Summer. So you have to give him some credit here. And I feel like if the Fires is in their heart, I hope that's burning very, very big in this match.
Yeah, for sure. And not to mention that not only Fires, but we can also some really good plays that came from EV9 specifically,
Yeah, of
especially
course.
when it comes to consistency, facing up against the Giants. They're doing pretty well. But how about this one? Snapping lose streaks for this matchup. Do you think that would arrive anytime soon, Sneaky Frog?
For sure, maybe for one team here, right? I'm still very positive on the side of Acceptance that, especially after their series, as of recent, actually going neck and neck with one of the best teams here. I feel like there is definitely still a lot to offer for the side of Team Acceptance, and especially knowing that we're kind of nearing now the halfway point of group stage, I feel like a lot of these teams, especially when they're going up against Rosea, they're gonna try to see if they can gain more map score, right, in this one, considering how important it is gonna be, especially if you are hovering around the 6th to 7th position, and maybe a singular round or a singular map could make all the difference here, whether or not you can qualify.
And let's see if either of these teams will be removing their lose streaks, especially that we don't want both of them just dwelling on that one, hopefully. But how about this one? The fight for the first win. Veteran has still yet to score against the PH team, Salvatore.
And that just means a lot when it comes to their skill expression of the game itself. They've admitted themselves that there's a bit of acknowledgement that they're way behind the current meta of the Filipinos right now, wherein everyone's just hyper aggressive, everyone just wants duels, and the rest of the Filipino teams are just shining through just based on gun skill alone. So if that is the case here for Veteran, it would be a really huge period for them to adjust. And right now, it's not the best time for that. But hopefully, they prove me wrong, because Fire is, like Bipolar mentioned, he's like one of the best headshot players currently in this tournament. We're a tournament where we have KLB of the such. So Veteran, we need that fire. We need that heat from them, that they are not behind the meta. They are in the right place. And if they can do anything right now, that is headshot their way out of a 2-1 set, possibly a 2-0 here up against Acceptance.
Let's see if that would indeed be happening here right now, especially that Team Acceptance is vouching to get their first another win here in our schedule. And I guess the arena is now set and the battle is gonna come soon. So let us hand it over to our caster Sigi Fragan, as well as Salvatore. Rakrakan na.
Now time for a bloody afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring to you Rosea's finest up against Cebu's Bloodline. We have Acceptance up against a Veteran. We're in Acceptance with their decade whole of experience, just making sure that they are still Acceptance at the end of the day. And we also have Veteran here who wants to have an identity when it comes to facing not against the Rosea brothers, but also to the Filipino team. So yeah, a bit of a tall order here for Veteran here, Sneaky, but Acceptance, pretty sure it's just a walk in the park for them.
Bit of history, actually, for the side of Veteran. If I am not mistaken, Veteran, or at least in the side of EV9 and Drones, they have actually met Heck before. Before C Masters, before PH Masters, they weren't even there. It's PH, it's not ID. But before C Masters and before C Games. Let's wind the clock back to Crossfire Stars 2018 JKOSAV Evolution, one of the few Indonesian teams that got into that tournament. Of course, they just got bounced out in Group C because, they were kind of groups with RU Legends, and they were kind of frying at the time. So I would say that, it seems like there is a lot of history in between these two teams. And of course, if I'm not mistaken, that was the same run that Pacific Wara actually did with Execration at that very moment. And Pacific Wara, if I'm not mistaken, they got bounced out by... there we go, I think it was INTZ at the time, and then Penta Esports, the homie on the other side of the globe, of course. Shout out to Snox, and that was Pancada at the time, actually, when INTZ was still kind of frying. So, yeah, I mean, a whole lot of history. That's why you call them veteran at this point. Acceptance having their own veterans as well. So they're not really short in terms of experience here. I really feel like veteran, they're also suffering the effect of, not having a lead for a bit. So, the progress kind of stopped ever since, they kind of bounced out of the league. So I feel like this is them, trying to get back into things and, of course, trying to get comfortable once again. And I feel like Acceptance is definitely the team that can kind of draw that out for Veteran, right? Because Veteran, they're not, I wouldn't say they're not competitive, but they weren't it wasn't as bad as last season, that's for sure. I'm seeing some good things from them.
Huge history here from the professor itself. That veteran has the experience, but experiences can only get you so far. So a lot of teams really do bank on that. So let's take a listen at comms here for the veteran and acceptance squad.
Cut.
Well,
Jongkok doang deh.
Bijang satu, di match satu.
Hack di gudang B masih.
Oke.
Hack gudang B.
kiri.
Ajax mid.
Weird heck. That's one huge priority here for the side of veteran. Ajax now on the TRG as Heck now puts himself in the role of like bringing back the AWM to the meta here as we're like watching Impact Spring right now. 2 kills on the board here for Acceptance from both snipers. Silent now on Z Judy with a huge swing plus the kill. Dre with a follow-up as well. This is just a round here of Acceptance just putting themselves in the strongest points of the map, that being mid and as well as long B. So those huge kills really garnered a lot of pressure here for Veteran.
Yeah, Drones, I don't think you can do anything about this, brother. There is a USP trained at the back of your head as they are just pushing in. Acceptance this is the kind of round that we were expecting right as soon as we entered into the server. Veteran, they're going to try and see if they can wait as long as possible, but seems like a half-awake Ajax is enough to be defending that top A position. Looking at this B site, Silent tapping already on Reknar. Turnaround as the flash is incoming. Fires with the trade. Heck with a very nice one as well. EV9's gonna go down. Good repeat by Heck. Gets another one with the AWM! And Heck definitely wide awake for the map of Port. He is home.
What the heck just happened here inside of HB? There was just no respect here, Sneaky. There was just a huge amount of util being thrown from the start. But there was not just any retaliation just for them to push away. Heck, they were just setting up a clinic and a tent inside of HB. That was a huge punishment there for Veteran not learning their lesson. That you should never challenge Heck. That is amazing, amazing position. First blood here from Acceptance in this round. Is Reknar being overextended around the map. Some huge 5v4 advantage here for Acceptance as Veteran wants to scale up a bit here on long A. But it's kind of risky here considering that they do have a bit of control here on CA. Twin System now on the contest. Could be huge if they get the skill. That might just start for an LA rally here for Veteran.
Yeah, this also happens to be Dre's favorite spot. The entire map of Port. Catwalk A has been kind of his bread and butter up until that point. When Tizim with a very nice flash into the kill play with that Colt. So temporary CA control will be going in the way of Veteran, but what do they do about this? Are they going to be harassing Ajax from both the long and the CA side, or is it going to be just them pausing and looking for something else in this one? I feel like there's still a whole lot of time in this map, so they're going to foray their way into LB.
Lowest of the rounds here for Veteran, trying to garner some information here, which is very, very luxurious, especially inside of Port. Still have 2 nades, a bunch of smokes and flashes for Veteran. They need to set this up nicely because they do not want to be in the line of sight here of Heck. Silent now on door mid Judy here, which could be Fires' first contact. And he's seen through the smoke, and what a beautiful shot here from Fires as he gets a golden crown. 4v3. It's Veteran playing this mid-round very nicely, but they still need to work around Heck.
Heck, he was good for 3 in the B side earlier, actually 4, but Heck will be getting another one, but they don't know this thing from the behind! And Fires actually catching him off guard by hiding in the corner of House B. Ajax will be getting one with the USP, and he is no longer lost, but his teammate is Heck. Is gonna go down, but Ajax, he is just gonna hide right behind the 2 boxes. Perfect size for him. 3-0 for Acceptance. That was the closest round that you can ask for if you're on the side of Veteran. You finally got control of CA and B, but I feel like they might have waited a bit too long for the execute.
really go wrong with trying to go for a mid round that has LB and mid in the presence of a bunch of players here from Veteran. You can literally set up a very good crossplay, or split push I should say, inside of Heck and as well as Ajax, denying the top A position, and then let Veteran just react accordingly from their sheer raw aim, right? So Acceptance really using the power of just amazing gun skill at this point. It's just amazing shots here from Heck. Ajax with a good rotation. Ting just being Ting, you know, being the late lurk, trying to mess with the minds of Veteran. Twintism with one of the most awkward positions here. Just being sprayed out here by Ting. He's gonna get chip damage, and they left the C4 in a very odd spot. I don't even feel like Veterans want to challenge the mid side here, Sneaky, but kind of feels like they're just scattered around here at mid. Reknart now sees the shoulder of Ting, and he wants to go in for a fight. Reknart receives huge damage here, but it is a 5v4. I don't think this is like the best spot here for a Veteran to challenge any of the souls here of Acceptance.
Oh, and especially Ting. He has the M14 EBR too. So effective in those wall bangs, and the damage is just going to keep pouring on the side of Veteran. And here comes the flank from Silent, not heard on the backside, but he is spotted down to 1 HP, finally tapped out by drones. And it becomes a 4 versus 3. However, Veteran, what are you going to do about this? Heck in the Z position, spotted by EV9, but still gets the shot in time. And Ajax on top A, and both snipers are fully online for the map of Port. That is the worst nightmare imaginable if you're on the BL side. Acceptance now with 4 points.
It's the GR, man. Acceptance is just using the GR side very nicely. From the amount of patience that Ajax has to hold LA, and Heck just being the double duty guard inside of ZN as well as Long B. It's that efficient way of trying to garner so much of action here. Just for them to get the kill. Silent now with a laborious double kill here inside of Z. Might get a double, but he's going to get traded here by Twintis. Important 3v3 with Fires with a very hot entry inside of mid. It's now Acceptance. Their defense is now compromised as Fires now seeking a rotating Ajax. Now Heck, last man standing here for Acceptance on the 1v3.
And that man is low. He's just going to be finished off with the USP. Has to be careful about this situation. Heck, still just as capable. Twintism pulling out the Colt instead.
Beautiful.
Beautiful distraction there from the long player. But beautiful turnaround as well from the side of Veteran. I feel like Fires, you know, him kind of just forcing his way into A and B side, getting some control finally in the map. Silent did a great job of kind of holding the Z side, but, you know, Fires and the boys, they just waited for Acceptance to kind of run into their own demise here and finally get the point.
See? It's Fires, man. He went from spawn to mid in a matter of seconds, and he really got kills skillfully. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's definitely an expression here from Fires, who's 7-4 right now. Reknart now with an entry like Fires from the past round. He did get the kill, but he needs more than just that. Heck now overwhelmed, not getting the position that he wanted. Here comes Dre with a lurk of his own. He has the AK-47. He might get a double, but Fires cancels him out. It's now a 2v3 with just Ajax, who is just 4 HP. Can still be efficient. Does have the TRG to make sure that his reaction time is just much more faster than 3 alive here for Veteran.
Yeah, Fires doing really well with these openings. Ajax still getting Twintism though, despite being 4 HP. Drones, with the USB, I think this is just going to be easy for him unless he gets shot in the head. And that will be the second one for the side of Veteran. Once again, the result of some very nice openings here from the side of Fires. They have been fighting mid time and time again and actually actively targeting Ting, who has been a very good rotational player on the side of Acceptance. And there it is, Heck. The insurance policy is here. Ting has been having trouble. Just let Uncle Heck handle it, bro.
Alright, so mid wins games here for Veteran, but if they do not get that access Sneaky, like what Heck did for the start of Reknart, I'm just afraid that Veteran cannot convert any of like the positions that they have right now. So might be a good thing here for Acceptance that they did put Heck on that spot instead of HB. Let Ajax do his thing. So good positions for Acceptance. They are the GR. They have the strong side, so Veteran just needs to have like a good read of which player does have the position right now. Kind of is tough because every position that Acceptance has is that strong. Just look at the amount of kills that Acceptance already has compared to what Veteran did want. Sign is now down. Fires now possible entry here now on Z. The rotating Heck is going to get overwhelmed. Does not know what to do. Just gets caught off guard. And then another shot here from Veteran.
Dre, though.
You just instantly make it a 3v2.
Dre, though, could still be a factor in this one. If he can shoot Twintism in the hand, that could be a big factor. Drone still coming in from the court side. He's trying to tap away, but Dre, you're going to need to spray in that situation. But that is going to cause a bit of delay for the B side, actually. Ajax just in time. He can double jump on this box. Maybe get the climb up ongoing. Drone's going to spot one, but fires. It will be a trade in return. Dre with a nice headshot. Could make all the difference. Twintism dropping down with the Colt once again. And Veteran, this is the longest streak that we have seen from them so far, and they're keeping it close with Acceptance.
It's getting close. It's from the mere fact that they can really adjust from the aspect of losing mid-control to just forcing these duels on LB. So they might have gotten the first blood from Acceptance, but it's the mere conversion of putting Veteran in the spot that they need to entry, man. There's nothing that they can lose. So it's kind of a good sign here for Veteran that they're playing the confidence game pretty nicely, because this is just Acceptance being themselves. I'm pretty sure about that. And at the same time, they're just trying to limit us on like how sure Veteran will be winning these gunfights.
Yeah.
So huge positions here for Acceptance. Once again, and they've now adjusted accordingly, Sneaky. So, kind of see some adjustments on the respect right now that Acceptance has. Pretty sure Veteran will now take this even more slow, probably.
Yeah. Acceptance has been kind of known for their overconfidence for the past few rounds, and that has been kind of causing their downfall in this GR side. So it seems like it's a lot less confident of an approach from them. Instead, it is going to be a bit more passive. Ajax, who has been good on the top A side, accidentally drops down, and that certain timing could have actually gotten a very good point of control for the side of Acceptance here. Ajax is hanging around on ladder, but he is stuck. He cannot prove from that position. He is standing on the ladder itself. That is an all-or-nothing angle for him. Fires getting the first frag, but he's backing off immediately from that long A side. There's only one defender in the B site. And Ting, he does have the EBR. Perfect gun for this position on Godbox. Fire get taken out by the AK-47. Ting gets his own as well. 3 players already on the inside. EV9 fully blinded, can only see the light. And he's going to get taken down by Silent Dre. Still foraying if there's anyone on the mid side. Twintism with a miss. And Dre with the hit. Drones will be getting silent, but this effort is all for nothing potentially unless Drones can get 2 more headshots in this fight. No more choice. He has to go into this B. But there's 2 players here already.
Beautiful rotations here from Acceptance. But they were able to garner some support here from the defense of Ting. Silent and Dre really did their job pretty well on the adjustment that Acceptance needs. Now Veteran just getting just outgunned, outmaneuvered here. Heck, now early position here on long B.
Yeah.
Where is the adjustment? Twentism winning the fight nicely here for Veteran as they get the first blood. Now EV9 in one of the most awkward positions once again. They did get the kill. That just makes it an even more winnable round here for Veteran. Drones now caught lacking, throwing some utils on the worst time possible. Now 3v2, Rectart now entering, sees Drake climbing up on Trash, and they get the pick. It's full health Veteran now entering here on A side, but Tig's now half blinded, and he surprises the 2 players. Beautifully played from Ting once again. The late entries from this player alone is just ruining Veteran's chances.
Oh, for sure. I feel like Veteran, the round that they did win in this one, you know, it is more on the mistakes here of Acceptance, but let's hear the comms.
Not the house.
Sorry. Curve. Mid satu.
Do Aris. Kembali.
Oh my goodness, Silent off the rip already on the second half in Ajax as soon as he turned back into the M14 EBR. It just seems like a whole different game for the side of Acceptance, especially on this BL side. Flash towards B side, and Rectard will be peeking with his teammate. EV9 on the mid side, and it is now a 3 versus 2 retake.
Ting now, once again, being felt on the post plan right here. Rectard not checking, getting overwhelmed once again. And Dre, where the hell did he come from? And Dre just successfully maneuvering himself for the position of exit. And Veteran cannot read anyone all over the map here of Acceptance. Usually Veteran can spot out anyone, but heck, One of the most back shots we've seen today. On the thick part of the smoke. Heck hits the shot. EV9 now in good position. One. Needs more though. Heck, 4 HP. Still survives the fall damage. But I don't know if that is the best spot here for Heck to survive any more shots here from Veteran. Twentism now on a killing spree here on Long A. Very nice that they get the liberty of just roaming around the map that nicely. But let's see if there's...
Oh,
Let's see if Veteran can convert more. He got one. Forces the 3v2, but this is going to be even more difficult here for Acceptance.
yeah, EV9 down to 7 HP. Ooh, gets a good angle on the bottom side. Dre not going to be looking right below him, but Ting is going to get the second one. Does he know where Fires is? He's roamed around the map. There's a minute and 25, and he has an M4 in his hand. But Ting, he will try to go back and slip into this A site. It's going to be an easier fight for him, but Fires with the M4A1 still with the wall bang. Could be on the mid side, but Ting instead will be dropping the C4 down. Has to be careful about that right side angle. Fires. Ooh, Ting is actually stepping. He wasn't even tap walking in that position, so they do know where Ting is. Bodega is going to be the way to go. Ting not looking, Ting not seeing where Fires is. And Veteran, despite losing a lot of steam in the early game, they will still get the round thanks to Fires, man. It's been him saving them time and time again.
And Fires, perennial player here for Veteran, just showing up when it matters the most, especially from the start up until post play here of Ting. So this is Acceptance, and you cannot blame any one of them for just losing each and every ounce of these gunfights. It's just Veteran just being better from making sure that those angles that they have are far more superior than Veteran. You can see from how EV9 positioned himself from lower ramps, heading into the position that he needs to delay as much time possible here for Dre. So yeah, it was a good 1v1 effort here for Ting, but still Veteran who came out on top. Hector once again on door mid position, but I do feel like he could get bombed out here anytime soon. There's a util dump here from the position of Heck. Could be really nice to distract any of the members here of Acceptance to make them rotate as early as now. So yeah, Acceptance, you could really see the reluctancy of not pushing any of the angles here from Long A and Long B. Kind of like what I'm seeing here from Veterans, playing it smart on the GR side.
Acceptance. Mid-side control for them. Reknard on the bottom side of bridge. With that, another good find for Silent. He has gotten two once again. And Silent, you know, the man that we didn't really look at on the side of Acceptance to be the leading fragger for him, considering he's one of the more decorated players in this one, but he is carrying, he is killing in this one. Ting will be getting drones. Wintism will be taken down by Silent. 8-4. He still has yet to see a timeout in this one, but Veteran, I mean, are they feeling the inevitable here?
Hopefully Veteran does recover, because they did play an insurmountable amount of rounds that they have to give here up against Acceptance, that they kind of felt like they were supposed to win. But once again, Acceptance just winning the fights we're in. We have to shoot our guns and not think about of anything. Good start here for Fires as they clear down SD. 5v4. I feel like Veteran could now scale up as early as now to throw off any of the positions that Acceptance has. They already have control here of LB. Reknard still not aware that he's being threatened right now by two players here of Acceptance. And there goes the roam. Reknard winning the fight, but there's three more. There's plenty of members of Acceptance inside of B, but they don't have any of the HPs necessary for an amazing post plan, Sneaky.
Yeah, no reason on the side of Veteran, though. I think you really do want to keep your elbows within the ride if you want to win this round. Dre gonna spot him right through the hole. Near curve drones is trying to poke and prod as much as possible, but he doesn't know that there is a player hanging around the catwalk. A side tank can possibly pull a ninja move and get into bridge very quickly, but there's already another player watching for that position as well in the name of EV9. Just like what I said, there's no reason for Veteran to move from this position. And it's all on Acceptance. The individuals trying to find the picks.
Pretty even, man. It literally just hangs on the bounce here for Heck. Does have the AWM, the weapon necessary for a player with low HP. Trey now can get the right timing to get those headshots in, which is very crucial that each HP is valuable, and Drones just punishing everyone. He's only gonna get one. There goes Dre, who's gonna fall down after the chip damage from Drones. Now Veteran not exiting port with at least a fight, pushing it 8-5.
There it is. Veteran. Again, taking full advantage of acceptance, getting a bit too overzealous in this map. But speaking of overzealousness, look at this long A side. It's full of the members of acceptance. Someone has made it into Bodega, but Drones is going to be dropped immediately. Ting with the climb up and going down. Back into spawn. Twintism out of the picture. Silent with another mid double kill for him. And EV9 on the behind. He is going to get silenced. C4 is not yet planted. And this could be acceptance punished for their greediness of this round to just get this kill on EV9. It's a classic Filipino trait. You really do want to kill as much as possible in the map of port, whether or not it is GR or BL sided, but with 28 seconds left on the C4, the possibilities are looking grim.
Heck, you don't need to fight this. You don't need to peek at the enemy.
It.
You just have to let EV9 force himself inside of the C4 itself. So, very nice here for side of Acceptance, playing the duo game nicely from both the veterans of Acceptance, no pun intended. Yeah, Silent and Heck played it as efficient as they can, but you gotta admit that was kind of messy here for Heck, trying to reposition himself for a fight and not just for like a strong post plant. So Acceptance does not want to be labeled as a camper. Those fights are indeed good, but they could get you right on the bottom here. Veteran with 14 kills here from Fires. Can't believe that this is still difficult for Veteran to swallow, that it shouldn't just be Fires getting those shots in. Should be Reknard and EV9 as well, who does have a bit of Brown presence from the past, but right now they're just being outgunned here by Acceptance. Silent now once again using the Veteran move and trying to take mid control, but it gets read out here by Jones. Yeah, 1 minute and 30. Acceptance now priming themselves for a possible B entry.
Yeah, good use of the one-way smoke as well on that bridge side. There is a gap on the right side. You can do it all the way to the left, but here comes the flash on the B side. Fully blinded EV9 is going to be on the bottom side. They're going to be flashing in return, but they do not know this. Fires on the right side. Fires with the HK spraying away. And Acceptance. They thought this B side was free, but it was anything but. Heck with his own attempt to get back into this round. Quick scope with the arm, which is pretty bad with the wall bangs. Fires are standing right behind the box. And this has been the farthest that any Rosea team has gone up against a team like Acceptance. We got 6 points for them.
Yeah, fairly good here for Veteran. Imagine if they get at least 7 rounds in. Considering that they are GR, they have the strong side of the map, and this is just Acceptance being ambitious as they are, being too ahead of themselves. Now Ting doing what Silent did from the past round, but he kind of looks like he will be up for success here as long as he does get the kill here on B sign. Fires now peeking, and he just gets surprised here by Ting. This might just be a round ender here for Acceptance. If Reknar does not get the defense, triple for Reknar, it would not be good enough. He's only good for 2, but it's just Heck with 1 HP. Both snipers still alive for both teams.
An AWM versus a TRG, the last generation versus the new. Twintism using the El Clasico coat though. And he is just sitting around where the C4 is, and Heck wasn't ready for it. Caught moving while the AWM was still in his hand. And it's a 9-7 Veteran. Just like what I said, this has been the farthest that any Rosea team has gotten up against any PH team for that matter. And Heck will not allow that to happen, though. Drones is going to get taken down. EV9 tempted to peek towards that bridge side, but this is a bit of a risky defense for the side of Veteran. It's a gamble towards A.
Get ahead of ourselves, Veteran. That was just an early peek here for Jones trying to contest BR of the enemy team. It did so a while ago, but Fires now returning the favor here for his fallen comrade. Beautiful stuff here. Twintism needs to run away. He's 1 HP. Ajax sprays him down. And Veteran, one of the rookie mistakes, trying to go for LA control, but it's the hardest part of the map. Huge shot here for EV9, making it a 3v3 now. So it's just Veteran forcing these trades early, and Dre finds Reknard. And another one here for Dre. This might be the nail in the coffin here, Sneaky, if EV9 does not make a miracle work. of this round. It is indeed winnable. Ting is 1 HP. All he needs to do is to get silent here, and he will not. Acceptance closes a very close port game. Acceptance 10-7. Beautiful shots here from the kiddos.
Yeah, I don't know if Acceptance is happy about that victory, though. The coach is really trying to cheer them up, but it seems like they're kind of stunned that, a team like Veteran has gotten this far, especially when it comes to that BL side. And I feel like one of the main factors as well on why Veteran did a lot better in this map. In this map of Port, they're a lot more patient in punishing Acceptance when it comes to those types of rounds. And when it comes to the GR side, let's not pretend that Acceptance wasn't really underestimating Veteran here going into this series. So they tried to go for the El Clasico pub push towards Court, towards LA, and did result in some of the rounds going in the way of Veteran with just their patience. But at the same time, on the defense, man, I feel like their biggest improvement here was their continuous mid denial, and I feel like they have been taking notes on some of the stuff that we were saying on the broadcast, because we did say, right, one of the most important things when it comes to the map of Port, and I think I mentioned this during the VP game, is taking that CA, taking that C, and then going from there. And I feel like Veteran, you can kind of see the real-time adaptations from them, and Acceptance, I feel like they were caught by surprise that it went the distance here.
This was Veteran not even abusing the power of controlling CA as early as the round start. This is just them constantly denying every sort of duel inside of mid. So had Veteran gotten a bit of a stretch of rounds wherein they were able to get as much space as possible, even on the GR, we could have gotten the potential overtime here, Sneaky, which is a very huge mouthful here for Veteran to be even to swallow, because we haven't seen any of the overtimes here for Veteran, so that could be a possibility, but that would not be the case right now, because we will be exiting Port with a huge caller here for the side of Acceptance. Yes, Sneaky, I don't feel like this is a very happy exit here for Acceptance, despite them being the winners of our set number 1. But let's see if Ankara would be any different here for Acceptance if they want the dominating win that any other PH team is doing up against our Rosea brothers. But that is it for our set number 1 inside of Port. Will there be any retaliation here for us to see set number 3? Let us see some more insights here from our dear panel, Mochi and Bipolar.
Thank you so much to our casters, and dude, I really liked how Veteran's been able to perform in this map, but at the same time, this is not looking good for Team Acceptance, because this can affect their round differentiation in our standings soon for, in a way, a thing or two.
Yeah, they're basically very, very shaky, right? Coming into the sport, they haven't been such a dominating power compared to when they fought up against Staring Bobby, but I feel like we have to shine upon a light here going into Veteran with Twintism in, and we saw this from Master Spring when Twintism was subbed out for the majority of the last few matches coming in for the last stages of the group, or last match from their group stage. He was basically somewhat that we looked out for, that instantly gave presence for Veteran, and here, not just with the TRG, but with the Colt in hand, he was able to kill everybody in the server. I love that Fires is just honing his skill now, not with the AK, but with the HK. He's getting some frags in, and they're not. Again, this is what I love about Veteran, and as well as the Rosette teams, right? Even for Taring Babet, they are fearless into anybody that goes into their face, because Acceptance is a very, very scary team. And you saw it from the interview coming from Drums that they also want to fight up against Heck, because Heck is such an amazing player. But wow, it ended up into a 10-7 scoreline, 17 rounds. The best performance so far of a Rosé team from Veteran. And I love to see that they are also improving. They have ways to get in the side. I love how they were attacking the B side here when they were on the Blacklist side, wherein, yes, they had like a split with one player going in towards the curve. It's somewhat delayed, it's very, very late, but at least we're seeing these kinds of like scenarios wherein Veteran in the B side having strat lines, and even here on the GR side, their B side hold is very reminiscent of a past Virtus Pro strat, wherein no one can get in because everybody is so hidden into the side. Fires just waiting in that corner, going into the side, and what else can we say? Still a big win for Acceptance, but just like what Sneaky Frog said, I think they're not happy that this went on this long.
Yeah, that is true. And this is definitely quite of a great feat for a veteran here. And this doesn't look like a one-sided game at all. Look at that, 10-7. And we can also see how Faris has been able to get quite of a good KD. Most with the peers as well. Tuntism has been able to follow that up. But here for acceptance, I don't think that we can see the same thing because most of them are generally having positive KDs. In addition to that one, I guess individually they're performing great. It's just that as a team, it seems like they faced some problems along the way, which led to them getting that 3-round difference, which is honestly, if I'm team acceptance, I'll be quite bothered.
Yeah, it was a brawly fight here on port. That's why it also became very bloody for both sides. But it is gonna be our MVP. It's Ting on the board, rare occurrence, but it's nice to see him in the MVP screen now. 1.40 in terms of KD, kill per round is 0.82. Headshots not really there, but he provides a rating of an 81.70. So Ting, amazing player, man. You love to see it when he's online. You will basically feel his presence, but this is still very concerning for the side of acceptance because, wow, they didn't even get 100 for a rating for any kind of player. They were just getting dominated by veteran when they were on the GR side.
Yeah, this means so good for veteran and a bit bad here for team acceptance. And I wonder if team acceptance will be thinking of something in order to keep themselves away far back in terms of the scoreline here later on once that we proceed to our second map. But for now, it seems like they got no choice but to deal with it. And for veteran, I see this as a win for you. Congratulations, brothers. And for now, we'll be back after a few minutes. We'll just be calling on a really short break. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. We are still here in tune with the series of Veteran versus Team Acceptance. And for our first map, well, it became quite a bit close here by Polar, with Acceptance ending it off with a 10-7.
You know what, Mochi? It was an impressive start here for Veteran and Acceptance. They need to bounce back here if they want to be a team that doesn't want to be defeated by Rosea. Well, they have to be doing it in a fashion where it becomes like 10-2 scoreline. But I love it. It's gonna be Ankara. It's a 50-50 map as well for the Rosea teams, right? So it's gonna be interesting. But the question is, will the cycle of everything always 0-2 for the side of Veteran will continue, or is it a flowy state coming in from Veteran to finally clean up a 2-0 win up against a Rosea team? Let's see. It's still problematic because it feels like it's very brawly. They're just fighting all throughout. Meanwhile, Veteran is actually making set plays that turns around the fights up against Acceptance. So Ankara is a map that does provide you set plays, especially when they're on the BL side. So Acceptance, what are you going to be doing here in our map?
Especially after noticing that the set plays were actually taken inspiration by some of the PH teams that we have here so far, as you have mentioned earlier on during our highlights, especially the B-side one, right, where everyone's just hidden and then they just wait for anyone here from Team Access to just push. Like, dude, that was so good here for Veteran, and I really do hope that we can see more of them, because we can already see the teamwork, we can already see them get more creative. I feel like they can do a bit more work with the mechanical aspect more, because it appears that they need to repeat again and again just in order to take a single player here from Team Acceptance down. But again, this is already such great progress, and as much as I want to lean into supporting Team Acceptance here, I really want Veteran to give out the results of their improvement and progress. And I guess, come on, Veteran. Let's go. And I feel like it's time for us to hand it over to our casters, Salvatore and Sneaky Frog. What do you think for this one?
Thank you, our dear paddle duo. We might see a 2-1 in the horizon here that might favor here Veteran Sneaky, because the potential is right there inside of port. I just need it to bounce off inside of set number 2. We saw some brawling here for a Veteran, and I might I might see even more fights here for Veteran for that acceptance team to get thrown off in the win, possibly for just being overzealous of the plays that they're throwing.
Yeah, and acceptance. Honestly, like most of the reasons why they actually lost most of their some of the rounds in the first half was kind of them just getting too excited on some of these angles. You know, obviously, if you're on the side of acceptance, you're going up against a Rosea team. You really do not want to leave any trade untraded in this map. But you know, it seems like Veteran, they kind of caught on what acceptance is doing. It kind of forced them to play some standard crossfire in this one. We did see more of the defensive sets on the side of acceptance compared to the other teams who are just kind of running down the Rosea teams. But instead resulted in a loss for the side of Veteran, so they will try to fight it back on the second map of Ankara. So I'm not so keen for the side of Veteran in this map. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Ankara definitely one of the bread and butter maps for acceptance, and it is a way bigger map, right? Which will be punishing these individuals a lot more heavily, considering that, you know, Veteran, one of the main reasons why they won in this port map is because the proximity was so close between Court, you know, Bridge, and LA, and it kind of was just easier to rotate and kind of help your teammates in this one. But for the side of Veteran, this is where the individuals have to shine, you know, especially with Fires. We're going to need to see those types of entries coming in from TB and or on the A side.
Basically, Acceptance does have someone like Ajax who's reliable on the sniper end, and as well as Dre. So you have already two of those players intact for Acceptance. We're in Veteran, they're just relying on the space given to them by Fires. There's not really much presence from drones or even here from Reknart. So I hope that this is going to be a lock-in of a moment here for Veteran, because they do need those sniper duels intact, especially when it comes to the yellow and as well as floor A fights. All of those happening while that HM and as well as the arches being thrown out here by Veteran. So all of those fights will be very, very important, because I feel like Acceptance, from how they dealt with their emotions from Port, I just feel like they will just snowball themselves inside of Ankara and make sure that every duel will be aggressive once again. Let's take a listen to the comms here.
I was going media.
Ako TV.
I was going media.
Nato second mid daw. Kutuwa pa. Ada dua.
Kasi. Itu 3
Atas tangga. Atas kan.
Kind of curious to see, not gonna lie. I feel like Dua means 2 and Duha means 2 as well. You can kind of see the proximity there in between the homies, but heck, ooh, a bit slow, not so quick of a scope in that situation. Has seen EV9 on his screen for about 2 seconds, but Dre will be eliminating Reknart after a bit of a rough fight in towards Hotel. Veteran recognizing, though, that the defense is looking strong on the B side. A could be looking vulnerable.
One player here, that being Ajax, but now Ting with a rotation, getting blown out here by Fires. Can they clear out Ajax inside of the thick part of the smoke? Ajax now gets the explosive shot. They now need to find another one here in order for them to get a good security inside of top A. Now Ajax re-engages, and they've thrown off drones. Now Twentism doesn't have any teammates inside of A. She's now getting surrounded by members of Acceptance. Needs to go John Rambo on this one, making it a 1v3, but he gets cornered and surrenders to Acceptance. What a start, trying to punish every movement of Veteran from the get-go.
Yeah, that man is not John Rambo. He's just John, unfortunately, for that round. But seems like Ajax already with a hot start in this one. 3 kills already in his scoreboard, and heck, just like what we saw in that last one, a bit slow on the scope, but I feel like you could kind of do whatever you want at this point if you do have a lead just like this. Ajax using the TRG as a shotgun at this point, playing EA in that position, which is kind of madness considering the gun that he was holding, but I feel like the USB is gonna do its due job. But heck, looking to see if he can deny some early CA control on the side of Veteran, who's just trying to see if he can try to pick anyone off on the side of AT, who is trying to push a bit forward here.
Right, they added the Heck now inside of CA, but they still have Ajax here on A. So kind of feels like a B quarter here for the side of Acceptance. That could be really good. Right now, the first layer is now down. They need to find another one. There goes the second layer of defense, and Reknart not stopping in the pursuit of getting B side for his teammates. Now push the 4v2 now. Heck and Ajax now still 2 snipers, both long range. Can they go close? At least in the faces of Veteran. Still has not planted the bomb just yet. Here it comes. Jones now planting it for 2F, which could be really good here for the potential lurk of Reknart, which he's gonna do it. No check whatsoever. Heck now. There goes the kill. It's just the RS player now alive here for the side of Acceptance. Kind of feel like everyone from Veteran knows where he is. And there goes a flying EV9 from absolutely nowhere. And an amazing position here for Veteran to be in. They can react accordingly when needed to do so.
Yeah, I would wish to see more of that from the side of Veteran, right? You kind of just waited at the start of the round. Acceptance maybe trying to dip their toes in a bit too early in this one. But at the same time, they're not entering these angles on their own, which is really the way to go if you are Veteran at the moment, especially Acceptance, a team who is also willing to play as far back as possible. But it kind of just feels like they're just not allowing themselves to play passive because the ego is saying, I can peak this. This is just Veterans, but, you know, that ego can kill you.
An awakening here from Reknart. And he's not stopping down. Another kill here for the A defense of Acceptance. And now stacking boxes in as well as a mini tear. With little to no anti-lurk here from Veteran, so it kind of feels like a cohesive entry here from A, but I'm just faking it out. Here comes the mid-adjustment. I feel like Acceptance now. Trying to wonder. There could be any movement here from EA or CA. We could contest this, but, you know, Acceptance learned their lesson from the past round. Take a look at them just not budging at all.
Yeah, movement is looking a bit Brazilian on the side of the Indonesians here. And it seems like Dre peeking in towards second mid, though. Will be finding fires, but Reknart just in time getting the turnaround in Hotel. Arriving at the entrance. But Twintism, he has been good for the past few times. The thing has been caught running. Quick scope. Actually going to hit the leg, but gets the cold just in time. Faster pullout for him. Twintism getting the A side wide open, and that is going to allow the rest of Veteran to try and see if they can get a bomb plant down. But Silent is on the hunt. Heck, where is he in this situation? He's still thinking that they can still land on the B side. But Twintism spotting Silent. Silent will be defending this.
Silent still fighting, and Twintism re-engages. With no regard for his own life now. Silent needs to do more, and he's only good for one. Couldn't get the job done here, and they force a plant here for Veteran with 36 seconds left to work with here for Heck. Kind of seems impossible. Despite no utils here for Veteran, they have to go and fight Heck. Mano-y-mano, 50-50. Reknart now with a very good position here on Cat A now. Playing around the stairs. They spray him down. The USP couldn't do anything here for Heck. What a lead here for Veteran, all of which were very good entries.
You finally got to say that, right? Veteran in the lead up against a PH team. Where have we gone in just one season? And it seems like we underestimated this Ankara game coming in from them. Heck, you know, exchange of bullets in between him and Drones on the second side, but Silent with a lot more. And will be getting Drones in that situation. But Acceptance getting early CA control. Veteran kind of forgetting who are they up against. They are willing to play these risks.
You know, nice position inside of the smoke. And now he softens up Reknart for the kill for Ting. Yeah, this is just Veteran being read here by Acceptance like an open book. From being able to take control of CA, not checking anything from their flanks is a bad move here from Veteran. Being named Veteran, they're making rookie mistakes. Sneaky EV9 trying to clean house on the TV defense. Now Heck as the next patient for the defense. Twintism now with the kill, and he's still alive. The sniper player could be making a miracle here for Veteran, but let's see. Dre now on the lurk. Twintism gets the shot. My God, we are being surprised here by Veteran by the increase of macro inside of this game.
Questionable HP for him. It will be HX just collecting his life. Honestly, a really good attempt on the side of Veteran, but, you know, it kind of just seems like once they go for their stop-and-go defense, especially hanging around in that position in mid, isn't really a good idea, especially considering no one is wanting long A for you. So that was a bit of a risk on Veteran to try and get early high-mid control, but Heck is going to get drones. Here comes the trade from Reknart, but here comes Silent as well. So it is a 2-for-1. Not the best trade going in towards the side of Veteran, but they're going to try to target A side while it only has 2 players.
Kind of hard now for Veteran. Only that they have to bank on EV9, who's been getting quite caught in the middle of no man's land. Despite him giving some space here for his teammates. going as far as HM for acceptance. Ting, not the player that you could see here on tower, but he does have the AK. Now drops down. I don't know what Ting is cooking. He's swinging to 3 players. He doesn't get any of it, Sneaky. Bad signs here for acceptance, but he manages to soften up EV9 and fires at least. So here comes a split push. Possibly is Twintism now trying to clear it out. I feel like they're sensing that there's still one here inside of Hotel, and Silent now repossessions. It's still a 3v3.
Yeah, Twintism. C4 could be put down very, very soon. But EV9 has to watch your head. There is a Silent watching this Hotel side, waiting for the TP player to go in. However, no one's double jumped on Rock just yet. Dre has made his way all the way into the ramp side. Twintism good hiding on in between the batteries, but he spent a bit too much time in between them fires, not realizing that the fuse has started, and it's gonna end with Silent sitting on the C4. Acceptance, it only took 2 rounds to get the lead back in towards their way.
That was odd for Veteran. They were spread out for the post plant, which is uncanny, considering that Twintism was there. Could have gotten any info for fires to go out inside of the site itself. Good start here for drones. Now Ajax returns the favor, making it a 4v4 now. Ting, beautiful shot. Kind of feel like Veteran just raw dogging their way inside of every single part of the map, not doing anything at this point to try and check the power positions that Acceptance can take, especially from TV and an HM perspective, Sneaky.
Twintism, though, the man who has been kind of been leading the charge, not on just the openings, but also the clutches as well. Silent, though. How has he done this? He's made his way all the way in the back of the enemy lines. And to the right side, it could be EV9. To the left, it could be Twintism. It couldn't turn around in time. Bit rough on the shot, but he still gets it. And gets the headshot on EV9 as well. Good adjustment here from Silent. And Dre will be getting that last kill. That's just cleanup duty at this point. But Silent, man, he's been the guy for Acceptance time and time again in times where it gets tough. You can always look at Silent to get it back going.
Vibes is up here for Acceptance, and aim is not even higher at this point for the period of time. Silent now with an early position here on dugout, and he's passing through 3 players. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Beautiful play here for Silent as they destroy the momentum of Veteran trying to push out TB. Could have been a good play for Veteran to make a B entry, but Silent silences him down. Acceptance pushing it to 3 leads.
Yeah, and Acceptance, this is kind of the role that we kind of expect coming in from them, especially on the GR side of this map, right? You're going to expect this, that Ajax and Heck will just be clearing their side, but past few times, Heck has been getting caught time and time again, and I was just about to say, Heck, a bit too brave on the CA side. It's all on Ajax on the sniper duty to try and get this back. Fires is going to get taken down, and there will be a whole lot of players on towards that yellow side.
Well, it starts here for Acceptance, and Veteran did have that huge of a pick, but really destroyed any sort of momentum for them to be playing aggressive now. But Veteran still trying to make things worthwhile. That they have A. They need to get those kills intact. CA still has a member alive here for Acceptance, and that is the info that they need. But Ting challenges Reknart, and he falls for it. 4v1 now here for Ajax. Let's see what he can do here. Struggling to make a shot, and the EBR finishing it off for the wallbang kill. Veteran still putting up a fight.
Yeah, and a fight indeed. Silent and the boys, despite some very nice climb-ups in this one, they are still getting caught in some of these situations, right? CA has been kind of been annoying for Heck, especially, right? Them just trying to get that time and time again. But man, these small moments where Acceptance, they just thought that we have this angle, I got this on my own, I'm not gonna nade and flash for it. Once again, the ego kind of just killing them there, but Twintism made it on the way on towards the HM side. Cold finally hitting on the 4th bullet. But EV9 will be spraying down Heck, who has found himself on CA. Fires has made his way all the way into spawn. Silent will keep fighting, standing and banging in the wrong place. Ajax and Dre, the last 2 left alive. Dre can definitely get some headshots going, but Ajax would be a safer bet. A few times on the TRD, he has to reload it. USP in hand, headshot is there for EV9. Ajax is still not done. On the A side, he's made it. At least a possibility for them to get back into this one. There is still a player on towards CA. Drones will take care of Dre. But there is a bit of trouble looming in the vent side. 96 HP, still a plenty. Drones is gonna get taken down. Nice headshot, but he will take the nade of the afterlife, and it will be a close half.
My God, a 5-4 half here for Veteran, and as well as Acceptance, who, despite them having the favorable start for their side, because Acceptance loves to play their GR, kind of feels like
Sniper.
Top 8, top
they didn't do any mind-blowing games.
T4 ko. Ano? Masok, Anya. Tiga.
Isa ka gear. Yote 64 na. Patay.
Silent is smiling, man.
What I've been saying.
Wait. Oh my goodness, Twintism. Hold on. He got stuck on soap. But unfortunately, look at the A site. It is just all clean for the side of Acceptance. Drones with a Colt will be getting silent, but heck, finally with a bit of space, he gets the kill with the AWM, and it will be Ragnar taken down. Unfortunately, we might be back to regularly scheduled programming in the second half, but Veteran, chance to kind of bring this back. The secondary sniper is out here for Drones.
It's just Acceptance waiting for their BL side, despite them being noted as one of the premier teams inside of GR of Ankara, especially from the run on Impact. Silent and Ting just breaking the bounds of the map, going as early as 15 seconds into the round. They're already inside of B side. Twentism now, defense up, needs to get more. Ragnar now reading the rotation here of Heck, and Dre is still alive, 52 HP, forcing a 2v2. Veteran still on defense mode, but not any longer here for Ajax as he exposes the position here of Twentism. Jones alive and well, pretty healthy for a man.
He's gonna
Needs
chase.
to get his 8th kill of the game so that Veteran could at least get around on the second half, and Dre now running away. C4 stuck inside of batteries.
Yeah, but Drones is going to start investigating Tunnels B as well. And this is going to create a very awkward timing for the side of Veteran. But Dre, I think Drones is now a bit suspicious that Dre has made a full turnaround in this one. Backwards B-hop into the wrong spot and into his opponent. He's tried everything to kind of mask his footsteps, but it seems like Veteran just a bit too wary of his tricks. And they are keeping it really close in this Ankara map. Really good defense coming in from them. Good recovery.
Not miss a beat from the port gameplay that we saw, Sneaky. The Veteran, if they can brawl their way out of a set win, they will do so. Just take a look at these plays here from Ragnar as well as Twentism to get things riling up here for Veteran. Kind of feels like it was a very impressive defense here for Ajax and the rest of the crew here. Once again, the mid-round adjustment for Veteran has been working pretty nice as they learned a thing or two inside of port and just translating it inside of Ankara. Now Acceptance. If there's anyone who learned the lesson, that's definitely not Acceptance. Still reluctant to make sure that those plays are like the ones that they're accustomed to. Just kind of feels like they're just freestyling everyone here on Veteran. But of course, Veteran, this means a lot to them when they get a win. And Ting getting headshotted by the EBR. Job's not done, but that is a promising chip damage here for Veteran.
Veteran, though, not quite of a round coming in from them. It's no longer testing whether or not there is a player on towards the strong side. And I actually like this adjustment from the side of Veteran, right? You're kind of covering HM, you're kind of just allowing B side to be given on the side of Acceptance, and you would rather just play for the retake instead. And high mid control would be way more important compared to this B side if ever you're trying to pull this one off. But heck, he can ruin the plans here very quickly. Scoped in with the AWM on second mid on the heady angle. And the AWM perfect for this position. Not an inch moved here from Heck. And Twentism will be spotting Dre. Tries to go for the rescope, but he gets taken down immediately by the HK417. And that's going to be a plant for Acceptance. They decide to take it slow in the B site, and it worked out perfectly.
Marvelous here for Acceptance. Splendid indeed. Just being Acceptance in this round. You can feel that the way they drawn up the play for Heck to get a position on the heady, and Acceptance not going as far as just placing themselves in batteries. This is an Acceptance-filled round. Now Heck on the rotation, trying to get a bit of a pressure here on EV9, where the flying USPs. He's still alive. 8 seconds left to work with. And they catch a fish flying out of the sea. Acceptance. One of the stronger rounds that we saw from them, despite them, going toe-to-toe with Veteran.
Yeah. And it seems like the AWM now starting to activate as well for the side of Heck, but at the same time, the amount of space that was given in the B site, it was definitely allowable, but you cannot allow any player to get taken out in that kind of situation, right? You have to, preserve life as much as possible. Maybe there would be a peak or two, but unfortunately it didn't work out to their favor. Just like that, though, Drones taken out of his floor A position. Vents is the only way to defend this A site.
Kind of bad that Jones is now out. Acceptance might find a hole here in the defense of Veteran if they want the aggression to work once again, because it has not been really good here for Acceptance for the past couple rounds. It's trying to be overzealous on all of these angles. Now Heck is down. Same goes here for Reknart. Twintism has the angle, but Acceptance throwing out a smoke. Good reaction for the kind of position here for Twintism. But Dre, you're in the radar of an Arctic player. EV9 now clears out vents. Needs to do more. Ting now still alive. Can he get the post that he wants for his team? Gets the headshot, and it's indeed winnable for the young gun here. Up against the Veteran. Scopemanship of fires. Ting is now down. A beautiful retake here for Veteran, showing who's boss inside of that round.
There it is. A 1v1 like that could definitely turn the tides very quickly in a game like this. Veteran, man, neck and neck with the boys of Acceptance. And it seems like the Rosea team's entrance going into the Sea Masters could be sooner than expected. And it will only take 4 more rounds if ever they want to do so. But Silent, using a decade-old move on the map of Port, will be getting that guy in the vent side. Twintism already out of the picture. That is one of the problem players, but it seems like Drones Fires as well has started to step up in the second half.
But rough patch here for side of Veteran, just not being able to, get the positions that they wanted because Twintism is now out. So they have to rely on Drones, who I believe is still a formidable player to guard out Room A. Acceptance. He now called the audible here to make the rotation happen so that Heck can do his magic. EV9 now senses that there's someone here inside of CA, but already Acceptance has made their way towards B side, and I don't think Veteran is fully aware of what's happening.
Yep, they've been giving up B site time and time again. Dre ready and waiting for EV9 swing on towards that TB side, but there is also someone who wants to check in on the hotel, and Reknart, he successfully does, but Dre denying the tunnels B side. He has to deny Reknart, who could be going from hotel or from second mid. He decides to go on towards that hotel exit, and he just runs into Dre. Silent with a good hold on the high mid side, and it's an 8-6 Acceptance, looking to see if they can finish this game as quickly as possible, because Veteran, if you give them, a slight bit of space, it seems like they're getting more rounds than expected.
And Veteran's brains just floating inside of Ankara on that round, giving up B for the sake of nothing. Basically, they wanted to play for retake, but they didn't have any utils whatsoever to just try and distract or even make it so that the duels will be at least 70-30, but Acceptance with another hot start here from Heck. Now Ajax now entering over to hotel. Caught with his pants down here, trying to line up the smoke. Reknart not hitting anymore on the second half. Sneaky as Acceptance now seeking the opportunity, aiming for the Achilles heel.
There it is. The 6th gear has been activated here for Acceptance. They turned up the pace, and they turned up the game. 9-6. Acceptance, it seems like they are really stepping on the gas pedal, especially when it comes to this map. HM control for Silent that he's just walking straight into. Veteran is so busy with the A site that they don't notice that there is holes just like this, but Silent will get taken out by Drones. Good high mid peak. But Reknart Now with temporary TB control, they can go for a repeat here, regress on anyone who's playing mid.
The conversion of Veteran from them getting the first bloods hasn't been really nice. Still kind of is a coin flip here. Wherein Acceptance has been making sure that those rounds are being won when they do get the first blood. They have to work now on the 4v5, but someone is definitely reliable in making this a 4v4, that being Ajax, and there it is. Of the most RM scenes we've seen in the game so far. The battle of top mid and arches has been commenced here by two the snipers. Drones now down, 4v4. Acceptance can now scale up, at least on the site that they like, because B is absolutely free. And once again, Veteran, seeing as they are now slacking off, they want to play for retake.
3 versus 3. Dre. Oh, Twintism actually getting Ajax, but Dre will get Reknart in return. 2 versus 2. Possibly for the win on Acceptance side, but they still have not entered the site itself. Veteran, temporary control for their side, but this is actually a good pivot on the side of Veteran. Let's just go double up this hotel side and let's try to find one of the players here, but instead they are going to go all the way back, possibly into A. No, they're just holding it for now. Dre, is he going to get spotted in the corner? Is he going to get checked? He gets checked all the way. Dre's going to die, but at the same time, that also confirms on the kill cam of Dre that there is 2 players on the B site, and it will be a plant for Ting, the AK-47 versus 2 EBRs. And he wants to challenge Exit immediately. This is actually a good idea from him. Get into Exit, get that information going, but he's also worried that there might be also someone coming in from the backside. But instead, Veteran, they are just grouping up, looking for the finish. Ting with a good angle, looking left, looking right, but he has to look right behind him. Twintism, EB9. That's the first shot, and the second as well. Ting, 2 bullets, 2 headshots, and Team Acceptance, they get the 2-0.
Those bullets have the names of each member of Veteran. AK-47 on Ting. Very rare occasion, and now whips it out and uses it as a beacon for Acceptance to win it all inside of Angara. Congratulations here for Acceptance. But once again, we are on the end of Veteran. Wherein the potential is there, but they couldn't get the job done. But at least there is a major improvement, Sneaky, from how many rounds that they were able to take up against a Filipino team. So Acceptance kind of feels like they were just getting exposed from them being overzealous, but I see and I sense that Veteran has an upscale when it comes to gunplay and expression, Sneaky. Well played for Veteran still, but they still need to go back to the drawing board. Acceptance kind of feel like second half is indeed for them, because they're no longer slacking around. They've learned their lesson countless times, and I feel like they locked in, especially when Ting was being handled the role of just closing it up.
Yeah, and it is, I wouldn't say the usual programming here for the side of Acceptance, right? They definitely did have a hard time when it comes to the map of Akara, especially in that first half, and I feel like, you can give some credit to the individuals on the side here of Veteran in the name of Twintism, right? I mean, Twintism, granted that it hasn't been the best few weeks for him, but he is one of the main reasons why they were still in that game in the first place. And the step up as well here from Reknart statistically, right? He was low-key not present on the last map, but when it comes to map number 2, he was definitely there in fragging. EB9 and Drones also kind of finding their thing, but Fires especially, kind of keeping it consistent in between the 2 maps. He's still frying with the HK417, and then still, in my opinion, possibly the best player in the country. So I hope to see Veteran, they're inching closer to beating a PH team, at least in terms of a map. But man, this improvement is rapid, this improvement is fast. But for the side of Acceptance, right, this raises a lot more questions for them, because a Rosea team has definitely gone neck and neck up against you. Is that a testament on the level of improvement for the side of Rosea, or is this a testament of the regression on the side of Acceptance, right? Ever since that series happened last time, I kind of feels like the steam, or at least everything, has been exposed for them. So let's see what the future holds for this Acceptance scene.
On point on that one, Sneaky, but I feel like our dear panel can expound more of the narratives being thrown out here by Veteran and as well as Acceptance. Once again, congratulations for Acceptance for securing the win here for the PH region. Let us now go ahead and give it to our panel, Moji and Bipolar, for some amazing insights. Moji and Bipolar, take it away.
And thank you as well to our dear casters. And it seems like we haven't been able to see the same close narrative as we have for our first
Yeah.
map. But again, seems like Team Acceptance caught a grip of themselves here in the
Yeah.
map of Ankara.
You know what? Nonetheless, Mochi, we did see a very great 2 maps for veteran. They garnered 13 rounds for 2 maps.
I'm happy about
That's
this.
the first time that we saw more than 10 rounds, or at least more than 5 rounds for each map. That is an amazing feat for veteran. Just like Sneaky Frog said, it's a rapid start. It's a rapid improvement coming from veteran. Hopefully, coming into the next days and not coming into the next stages, they will get more rounds or possibility of a map win as well. But for acceptance, yes. Let's address something here, Mochi, immediately. What happened there? Why indeed? They're struggling a lot in these rounds. We're in.
Yeah.
It's kind of, how did that happen? There was a couple of times that it was almost a 4v1, a 5v1 in favor of veteran, but acceptance still does prevail. And I love how they approach Ankara, right? Use Rectart as a spearhead. Use Rectart as an entry, coming into the B side when they're on the B side. Meanwhile, they shut down Heck immediately. There was a point in time where in his stat line was like 4 and 9, but when they were on the B side, you know it pretty well, Mochi. Acceptance in their favorable side, they instantly just run down the players here coming from veteran, and I love it that players stepping up, Silent as well as Ajax, getting a lot of kills on the board. It required a lot more like individual powers coming in for acceptance to actually win up until the very last game. But yeah, Silent, Ajax. You also see a double TRG sniper coming in for the acceptance side, and good crossfire nonetheless for these 2 players.
Yeah, a really great crossfire indeed, and quick shout out to Dadum. It appears that
Big shout out to Bruce.
yeah. But anyways, guys, we definitely saw a lot of very interesting things here from Team Acceptance. There was even like just supporting what you mentioned. There's even like a round where EV9 was left alone with 4 people, but he still managed to get 2 of them because they auditioned. Like they got into EV9's face one by one, which I think there should have been something like that, you know. Those stuff doesn't need or have to happen. But here is our set summary here for Ankara, where we had a lot of people here approaching the double-digit kill, and as well as 3 people with double-digit kills here for veteran, which is great to see. But here for acceptance, it's pretty much pretty great performances as well, ranging from 42 to 88, or rather 98% in terms of the rating here. A bit questionable on what happened to Ting, but other than that, it appears that everyone's been able to step up their game here, which is great, I guess, to say here for Team Acceptance.
You know what? Still, big applause towards Reknart, EV9, and Twentis, and I keep on saying this. Twentism is also an underrated sniper coming in for the veteran side. You have 2 amazing players right there. But for Acceptance, big ups towards Silent as well as Ajax. Ting, yes, he did not get the most kills compared to their first map, but he did get the last 2 kills to end it off the whole entire map of Ankara. But yeah, Ajax, it looks like we don't need to find him anymore. Mochi, he is very much online, and he is aware that he doesn't need to go towards the Sari store and maybe get something like a Sig or as well as a drink, because he's very much online. It looks like he doesn't need anything else. He just needs more kills in his bag. And congrats to Ajax for claiming the MVP.
Congratulations to Team Acceptance and as well as Veteran. You guys also won this one because look at that. Those are pretty much really good score lines. We like the direction of where Veteran is heading to right now. Good. Again, just a few more mechanical stuff, but it seems like the progress, the creativity is already there. But let us check out who is our match MVP. Ooh, it will be Silent. It's like a first time in a while that we will be seeing Heck being featured as the MVPs in the series, but it is nice that we saw the appearance of Ajax and as well as Silent on this one.
You know what, Silent is a player that we did not see a lot last time that they fought up against another team. But Silent coming back and claiming multiple kills, right? You saw him on here on Ankara claiming triple kills with meanwhile he's just alone. So Silent pretty much online is a testing point, or at least a big spotlight, right, for acceptance that they are here to fight and still win these rounds despite them getting thrown out from both and as well as Ankara. Yeah. Silent just great across the board. One of the few players actually that you can count on, wherein he can wield the HK, he can also wield the M40 EBR sometimes. So yeah, very capable player for acceptance.
Very capable indeed. And I never saw Silent actually overextending or being a bit too passive. He's very calculated and balanced as a player, which I really appreciate, even just by looking at the highlights that we had for him. He only takes on fights that he knows he's confident about, and that is also a really good quality to have in a player that knows how to weigh the pros and cons of a certain scenario in a very, very short amount of time. So well played here for Silent, and it's nice that we've been able to see him here being our match MVP right now in this lobby.
Let's see. It is gonna be Silent dominating the field here for our two maps. Could have gone either way, right, Mochi? We have to address that fact. But Silence did silence Veteran with a 1.29
Yes.
KD. A big shout out to our lower thirds rider right here. But yeah, Silent still looking forward to his upcoming games as well. If he does provide this kind of play style even more, wherein sometimes Sting is not online, sometimes Dre is not there, Silent is the next person that you look out for to get these frags in. And I love that he's still capable of a player that he doesn't falter in these kinds of moments wherein sometimes it's crunch time every single round.
Every single time, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more about that one. And I feel like it's just time for us to already die down and go back to our mother tongue. Alright? No, mag-Tagalog na tayo. Chill na tayo. Tapos na ang laban. And I feel like it's just right for us to honor ang ating guest at bisita dito, no, sa ating interview desk. Kaya naman, no, ipakilala na natin ang ating interviewee at feature. Wala nang iba, kundi...
Yeah!
Hello!
Hello!
Hello, guys.
Hello! Boss Heck, congratulations dito sa inyong serye ngayon, no? Ako naman muna sa ating question, no,
Go.
Bipolar. Actually, hindi to seryoso, you know? Chill question lang to.
Okay.
Heck, anong pakiramdam na nakikita mong nagfa-fanboy sa'yo si Bipolar every single time
Yo!
na nakikita niya yung popcam mo?
Happy lang.
Happy lang.
Yeah!
Yes.
And hindi lang naman ako yung nagpa-fanboy. I feel like a lot of players, or at least a lot of viewers, no, look up to Heck. Not just in the physical form, but also in terms of playing, no? Kasi ang tagal mo na, hindi naman sa matagal, pero you've been in multiple tournaments already, no? And you're still fighting all throughout. Another Masters para kay Heck. I would like to connect this with one of my questions, no? Does this mean na confident na ngayon ang buong acceptance na makapasok sa mismong una yung goal of playoffs for the possibility of Masters?
Yes naman. We're prepared. So, yan lang. Comms lang talaga. Tas, kailangan consistent yung tutok para manalo.
Okay. The next question, Heka, medyo serious na tayo dito a little bit. We need to address the fact. First time ng veteran dito, congratulations to them still, na makalampas ng 5 points at least in up against the Filipino team. What happened there? Bigyan mo naman kami ng thought mo, or what happened in terms of your game support, lalo na support, no, and even on Ankara. Did the team struggle, or parang ibang veteran lang nakita natin yung araw?
Meron naman silang mga yung mga malakas sila tumutok. Yun lang, minsan naubos kami kasi medyo kampante, pero hindi pa rin namin ni-underestimate sila kasi sila rin yung yung pambato sa Indonesia. So,
That's true. Okay.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
And we appreciate the honesty din, no? Na may mga times na masyadong nag-e-enjoy, ganun, no? Nagiging kampate rin sa ilang mga rounds natin, which is, of course, understandable din naman. Pero, ayun na, no? Heck, again, no? Congratulations. The floor is yours. Batiin mo na lahat ng mga gusto mong i-shoutout.
Shout out sa mga fans namin, sa acceptance, sa family and friends, sa mga yun lang. Ay, shout out kay Boss Ramon.
Yan, kay Lera
Yun!
din.
Si Boss Ramon.
May nagko-call coach, no? Pero maraming salamat, Boss Heck, no?
Kay Ali, boss.
Ay,
Ayun, meron pa ata
Si,
pahabol.
hi po, Ali.
Yan, pati kay Lera.
Yo!
Yan.
Lira.
Yan!
Lera.
Dali! Congratulations! Nice
Dali!
one.
Dali.
Ayun, maraming
Thank
salamat,
you.
Boss Heck,
Thank you.
no? Congratulations, and we're looking forward na makita pa in a better at mas pina-upgrade na form itong team acceptance.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Congratulations, brother.
Solid?
Solid, no? Solid talaga, lalo na sa mga na-shoutout ni Heck, no? Pamilya lang,
Totoo.
nadali pa lahat. But yeah, Heck, congratulations Heck, ulit na, and for the rest of acceptance. Yun na nga, it is one hell of a matchup. Hopefully, tayong Bobby also nag-improve, no? After 1 week.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, mamamataan natin yan maya-maya, no? Na kung talaga nga bang, meron bang naging development itong si Taring Bobby, no? I mean, it's their first time here. After all, no? Should it be a bit too harsh on them? Pero, for comeback friends, I am not quite sure. So, we will see kung ano mangyayari maya-maya after nitong ating quick short break.